Hello everyone, Ron here from HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road. Welcome to our channel. In today's video, Jackie and I take a day off and have some fun at the Tampa Hard Rock Casino. Then it's back to work, tackling camper air conditioning maintenance and solving a check engine light issue on our truck Max, just in time for Max to spend some time at the auto spa. Jackie and I are so happy you're here and eager to get started, so let's buckle up and hit the road. Taking the escalator to the Draper poker room at Tampa Hard Rock. Win or lose, it's a beautiful place to play poker. I played poker for 6 solid hours. Jackie spent the day playing the slots. With $200 buy-ins, there were 120 players. The tournament paid the top 12 players, who earned a portion of the $19,200 prize pool. Top place paid $5,520. 12th place paid $500. I was eliminated in 18th place, 6 short of the money. Can't win them all, I guess. It's been over a year since I cleaned the coils in our air conditioning units. So I'm up on the roof, high of 85 today, and I'm gonna go ahead and do it. I'm gonna start with the front one here. Back one's running. Keeping Jackie cool inside. Alright, let me set this camera up so I can work and film. Well, the wind's blowing like a banshee, and I don't know how much wind you can hear in the mics, but hopefully these wind muffs on these mics will help. Just 2 screws holding this one. One's where I had the D-rings for tying down the Starlink when I put it up front here. Put this stuff over here so I don't lose it. I have a cell booster mounted on the side of this unit. So I'm going to pull the front half and then we'll see what it's going to take to do the back half. Because the cell booster antenna is over here on the back half. I say that, it's been a while since I pulled them, so I might have to pull the back one first. These things come in 2 pieces. I didn't bring anything up here to pry them apart. They kind of like hook into each other. So let me take a look and see what it's going to take to get this cell booster off this. Well, I might be able to screw it right out of there. Oh yeah. One screw out. There's the cell booster antenna. High boost, not a wee boost, a high boost. All right, let's see if I can take this off one piece now. Wow, there's a screw back here even. You know, I'm willing to bet that a lot of people that do this on YouTube go ahead and they run through it once so they're real familiar before they film it. But you're getting the real thing here. It's been a while, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, it's been over a year since I've cleaned these coils. I've had no reason to take it apart since. Lots of leaves in there. There's the cover. Alright. No bee's nest or anything in there. I'm going to set it behind the camera. So I'm going to grab the camera and show you what we're dealing with. Here's the coil I'm going to clean. Obviously there's a lot of leaves and stuff. There's some debris in there. I'm going to go ahead and clean that up. Just this side. This is the side that the air enters. Of course you can see through the fan, the back side. You can see some light coming in down there, I would imagine. Now there's another coil. The internal coil is up in here. And I had to pull this whole cover off. What this coil, the internal coil does, it circulates air from the camper through there, cools the air, and then discharges it back into the camper. Now that's filtered. So all the intake air that goes into the AC units from the camper is filtered. So I'm not going to open that up and do this. It's this outside one that it just it's unfiltered, you know, air that enters it, and they get nasty. And when they get so nasty that they can't circulate air properly, they don't cool efficiently. That's why we're doing this. So the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of this debris that I can get to. Okay, get these leaves out of here. But I will use this long Phillips head bit from my drill, very gently, just getting the debris out of there. And there's quite a bit in there, and I've already got quite a bit out. Okay, and think about it, anything you do, it's better than it was. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to spray the cleaner. I'm going to spray the cleaner into the coils. Now we're going to brush them. I got a brush on here. Not all these cleaners come with a brush, okay? This one does. You want to be careful and always go with the fins, with the grain of the fins. You don't want to bend that stuff up. Now this is supposed to be a no rinse, so you're supposed to just be able to put it on, brush it, and forget it. It's supposed to just kind of dissolve away, and the condensation created by the coil will kind of wash it away. But I'm going to let it sit there for a while. I always rinse it because I'm a fuss fart, I guess. Okay, we'll let it sit just a little bit, and then we'll brush it. Just want to make sure all surface is covered. We'll brush it, and then we'll rinse it. All right, I'm going to start brushing this out. Nice and easy with the grain. You want to bend these fins up or damage them because the air has to pass through them. If you mush them over, air can't pass. The more airflow you can get through here, the more efficient and effective your cooling will be. I'm going to go ahead and rinse it out now. Just using my little pump bottle sprayer I bought years ago at Home Depot. Homey Depot. You know, like I said, it's 85 today. It's supposed to be 91 by the weekend. And we're going to be in Florida at least through mid-September, maybe even later. So we're going to need all the cooling we can get. So it's pretty important that these air conditioners work at top efficiency. Gonna rinse off the top here. All right. I mean, when I did this before, I wiped everything down in the side. It's really not that dirty in there. I put a small shot of oil on the shaft right where it comes out of the motor. But more than likely, didn't really do anything to help out, because it should be a sealed bearing in there. So I'm probably not going to do it again. I did that. I filmed it. I can put the link to that video in this video description, but obviously I've done this before and I've filmed it before. They're really cooling very well, the air conditioners right now, so I'm not doing this because I have a problem. I'm doing it as a bit of preventative maintenance. Nothing left to do to put this thing back together. This is the rear air conditioner, the original one in the unit. And as you can see, there's screws in the front and the back, okay? And that's the way it came. Of course, I added these D-rings. And I thought there would be on this one too. You can see on the cover where there was places to drill for the screw holes. So I drilled this one out to put screws in it. And I couldn't see whether there's any threads down there. So I said, I'm going to clean the coils on this one shortly. And I'll see what's going on when I get the cover off. And that's what's going on. In this unit, there are no threaded holes. So I won't be drilling the other one out, and I'll probably patch the one I did drill out. All right, I'll get that cover on. So I just put the two screws back in the high boost. Okay, you can see those underneath. This bracket kind of 90s down. I slide it between this and the frame, and I run the screws through. All I have to do now is put screws down here. See, one of them was missing. There was only one in here when I took it apart. I brought up another screw. Hopefully it's the right size. This is the one that was up here. I'll try to get that in there and started. That one's in. Yeah, it doesn't tighten, but I have to bring up one that's a little bit bigger. So I got a text message just a minute ago from Kurt from RV Plus 3, and they just bought a washing machine for their rig. He's just had a back surgery, so his son and his wife got it in the camper and they've got it into place, but it needs some kind of support built for it. And I'm going to stop over and have a look and see if we can help them. So, all right, I'll have to clean the other air conditioner on the back at a later date. So update on the truck's particulate filter sensor fault. It did come back after I cleaned the contacts. I'll link that video where I troubleshot this problem in the description of this video. But I went online and went into Amazon. I found the part that I need and I ordered it and I have it. So the sensor's here, and that screws into the exhaust. Threads into the exhaust. The threads are covered up right now with this plastic piece. And here's the module, and then the plug will plug in here. It goes back to the computer of the truck. So the tools that I'll need, this socket, 10 millimeter. I'll be able to disconnect the negative terminal on each battery. This is the wrench I'll need for the sensor. And I'll tell you, that thing was tight, and I'm going to use this torch to heat it up before I try to get it off there again. I don't want to round it over. You can't use the box end on it because you can't get it on there because of the wire, right? That screwdriver will help me get the connection apart. And this hammer, I'll use that just in case I need assistance getting the wrench on the old sensor. So first thing I'll do, like I said, is disconnect the battery. I'm not going to film disconnecting the batteries because I've already filmed that. It's in the video I'm going to link. Next time you see me, we'll be under the truck. Okay, so I'm laying on my yoga mat under the truck, and if you ever crawl under your vehicle or have to work on the ground, I highly recommend you get a yoga mat. And it also doubles as a yoga mat if you do yoga. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use my torch, and I'm going to get that warmed up, and we're going to put the wrench on it, and we're going to see if we can't get that thing to move. I've already sprayed it a few times with WD-40. I don't have any PB blaster. I guess if this fails, I'll get some and try that, but we'll see how this works out. Just going to heat one section of it around here and try to keep it off the sensor and on the pipes to get it to expand a little bit, because it's a male thread on that sensor that screws in there. And if we can get the metal around it to expand, the metal on the exhaust should loosen it up some. You won't see it change color. I'm not going to try to get it cherry red. Okay, we'll see what that does. See if I can get down there without using the hammer. Oh yeah, I got it on there. I'm gonna have to get it on over here, I think, to get a good pull on it. Oh yeah, I got it. Good. Wow, that broke it right loose. Look at that. That's perfect. Yep. Oh, this whole wire is twisted, but that's okay because it's an old wire, right? I'm replacing this whole thing. Okay, this is loud and obnoxious, and you don't need to watch the whole thing. GoPro, stop recording. Okay, so remember that this is hot. Don't reach up there and grab it when it's loose. And it's loose enough now, I think, to turn with my fingers, but I'm not going to touch it. I'll go get some gloves. Now, just to let you know, because I didn't before, this is a 15/16 wrench. Okay, 15/16. You should be able to see it right there, I believe. Okay. I'm gonna go get some gloves. We'll get that off there. There's also, I don't know if you'll be able to see him. Let me see if I can make you see him here. Move this thing. Let me see if I could. There's a clip. You see it's black right here that this wire was in. And it goes in from the top, and you have to unclip it from the top. But they both unclip. There's one right here as well. Right up here. So that wire was secured by those two clips, and it just comes over like the other video shows to this module, which I'll remove. I'll let that cool a little bit before I go get gloves, and I'll remove these. There's a 10mm bolt here. Well, I say 10mm, the socket size 10mm here and here. Okay, and that's what holds that module. And here's the plug. I had it unplugged because I cleaned these contacts with some contact clean. Oh yeah, it came apart much easier this time. This bolt here has to come out, and this one up here. Hopefully you can see that, but I'm not going to film that either. I've got it out. Here's the old sensor, and there's the old module. Okay. Still a little warm, but not hot. I'll run that wire into the clips over the cross member, and then I'm going to screw the sensor in. I don't want to leave twists in the wire, so I'm not going to mount the module until I get this tight, and then I'll make sure there's no twists in the wire coming back, and then I'll plug in the module, and then I'll mount it with the bolts I took out. No sense filming that. It's pretty cut and dry, and like I said, I'm going to link the other video. So the new sensors in the exhaust, it's routed through the clips over the top of the cross member. The module's bolted on and plugged in. So let's cross our fingers and hope the fault is gone and remains gone. If it does come back, well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and I'll let you know. Well, I'm headed to a car wash, automatic car wash. This truck needs a bath real bad. I got everything yarded out of here because the automatic car washes don't like you going in there with anything that isn't tied down in your bed. So as you can see, it's been a while since I've got everything out from underneath that toolbox. Hopefully you can see there is a ton of leaves and debris under there. So rather than to just use the leaf blower and make a mess around the site here, I'm going to get as much out of there as I can by reaching back in there and putting it in a bucket. And then when I've got as much as I can get by hand, I'll use the blower. Okay. So Jacki had an 8:15 appointment with her doctor here, just to follow up. I'm sitting in the truck editing for this week's video.
Neon hums like a subtle thrill. Shadows dance on the windowsill. Concrete dreams in the glow collide. Breathe it in, let the waves decide.
If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe. And also, click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when new material hits our channel. From Rohn and Jacki at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road, have a great day and thanks for watching.
This retro style, fingers out, let the moonlight guide. In this city, we collide. Glass hearts stick to the beat they keep.